Hi, it's Morgan again. I just thought I'd create a quick video um, just to give an update on how I've been doing since the last video I made and kind of what's been going on in my life. The last video I made was, I want to say it was in January sometime, maybe within the first 2 to 3, one first somewhere within the first 2 weeks of school, I think. Um, I made a YouTube video, um, and I just thought I'd take a break from my homework because I've mostly been doing homework um, today, and I had a tennis lesson at 1 p.m. With one of my tennis coaches. Um, so I had a little bit of a break from homework then. Um, and then he was kind enough to drive me home. Um, so yeah, um, I'm at home right now, so I'm not at school. I'm home for. I came home yesterday, and then I'll be home. I was home last night. I'll be home today, tomorrow, and Monday, and I'll probably go back to school Monday evening. Um, sometime like early evening, so that I can have dinner at school because I do have a class at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday that I have to be back at school for. And rather than try and get back to school Tuesday morning, I think it's easier for me to just go back Monday evening and sleep at school, and so that I can not be late for the class. Um, so yeah, so um, I yeah, and I don't know if you can tell, but it is kind of dark in the background behind me. The reason that there's kind of this glare on my face is because of the lamp that I have to be able to see in order to do homework. Because I do have most of the lights off in the house and the other rooms just to save electricity and stuff, and not waste it. Um, so it is night here. It's like 8:07 p.m. and I actually need to put these glasses on, which I always put on at 8 p.m. It just protects my eyes from 50% of the blue light that emanates from computers and phones and iPads and anything electronic that has a screen that you look at stuff on. Um, so yeah, otherwise it's my vision's fine. I don't need these glasses for visionary purposes. It's just to protect from the blue light. Um, so yeah, so basically, at the moment, school is going fairly well. I'm a little bit in catch-up mode. About in the third week of the school semester, I had a mental health relapse. Um, and during those times, it's virtually impossible for me to do schoolwork. I just don't have the focus, I don't have the concentration, I don't have the energy, and I don't have the motivation to do schoolwork. But I have been managing to catch up. I've all gotten all caught up with calculus, and a lot of the catch up that I have to do is like reading. So I'm reading this big, thick textbook here um, to catch up in my art history. I have to do some reading to catch up in world wisdom traditions. I've somewhat caught up with the biomechanics. I've gotten one assignment emailed to him. There's three more that I have to do to catch up. But I did do the assignment for this past Thursday. I did do that assignment, so I'm not falling behind anymore because I did do that assignment that was due Thursday night. Although I did open it back up and extended it to tonight, but I've already done it, so I don't need to worry about it. Um, and yeah, so that kind of lasted. Oh, I don't know. I want to say like 3 to 4 weeks or so that lasted, and then um, and I didn't snap out of it until like the month of February. Um, and then I was back to my normal self. I could concentrate again. And then, uh, like, not this past Thursday and Friday, but the Thursday and Friday before, This past Thursday and Friday, I had a very weird emotional day on Friday. I was kind of emotionally all over the place. I was like laughing at times and not knowing why, and then there were other times that I was like crying and not knowing why. And I was just my thoughts were all over the place. I tried to do homework, but it just wasn't working. Um, so yeah, so that was kind of weird. And then I snapped back out of it again, and I've been good for about a week, maybe a little over a week now, or maybe less than a week, something like that, maybe about a week. Um, and Yeah, and I thought I'd come home tomorrow. Sorry if I'm picking up my lip. I thought I'd come home tomorrow and take advantage of yesterday, I mean. I thought I'd come home yesterday after my class, since I only have one class on Fridays in the morning, um, and take advantage of um, the long weekend, because this coming Monday is President's Day, and my college has it as a holiday, so I don't have any classes. On Mondays, I only have one class. I have the calculus class, but because it's a holiday, um, I I don't the students don't have classes. So, um, and also my parents are away in LA, and then they go to Ojai after that. So they're down in Southern California right now, visiting my sister, and then in Ojai, they're gonna visit one of my cousins, James. He lives in Ojai, or he's in Ojai. I think he goes to. I want to say he goes to school there. I believe. Um, and so they're they're down in Southern California right now. So I thought I'd come home because I always like having the house to myself sometimes, and doing my own thing and like doing stuff like this, creating YouTube videos and uh that kind of a thing. So yeah, so um yeah, um what else? So during those kind of low energy days, or weeks I should say, um I was coming home a lot. I was coming home from weekends. I was even coming home during the week. I missed a few classes here and there, but for the most part, I attended most of my classes. I just wasn't really taking notes. I was paying attention, and maybe I was only half comprehending things, but I was still able to go to class. And that's the thing. I'm able to go to class when I'm like that. I'm just not able to do schoolwork. Like I'm not able to do homework. I do my best to do any classwork that's done in the class, but like outside of class, I just cannot do schoolwork. Aside from maybe textbook reading, but even then, I even sometimes don't have the focus to do that. So I mostly was like in my dorm, laying on my bed, like doing nothing. When I was at school, and then when I was home, I was kind of doing a lot of the same. Occasionally, I was watching Netflix at home. I would watch stuff with my parents, like Bones and Beauty and the Beast and stuff like that. Which is Beauty and the Beast. I don't mean the animated Disney Beauty and the Beast. There is a show called Beauty and the Beast that's a crime drama romance show, about two female homicide detectives who are partners, um, and Vincent, who is the Beast. It's actually really good. I'd highly recommend the show, to anyone who likes those kind of genres. Um, but I find it interesting that it's two female homicide detectives, because in the show you don't always see that. Like you don't really see that much. It's usually a male and a female who are partners, but this one is two female um, homicide detective partners. So I find that interesting, and it makes the show fun. Um, yeah. So and um, oh, and February, I believe it was February 2nd, was the Super Bowl, and this was February 3rd. maybe it was February 3rd. Yeah, it was probably I think it was February 3rd, was the Super Bowl, so since then, because I'm a big Shakira fan, Jennifer Lopez, I'm not as familiar with her music, um, and whenever I hear the first name Jennifer, I always think of Jennifer Lawrence, so I confuse Jennifer Lopez and Jennifer Lawrence sometimes, um, but I'm just not as familiar with J.Lo as she goes by, I'm not as familiar with her music. I'm very familiar with Shakira's. I have 2 CDs of Shakira's now, her Laundry Service CD and her El Dorado CD. But I've never been to a concert of Shakira's because I only discovered her maybe 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago. But immediately when I discovered her, I, like, got hooked on her music. I was listening to it a lot. So I was very excited to see Shakira in the halftime show of the Super Bowl, this past Super Bowl. Um, so I did come home that weekend, and our favorite neighbors in our neighborhood came over, and then their son eventually came over. And their son is like our brother. He's not biologically related, but he's like our brother. Um, and we watched the Super Bowl um, all together, which is the tradition that we do every time that the Super Bowl happens. Their son isn't always there, but we always get together with them. Um, and yeah, so since then, I've been watching a lot of YouTubers reacting to the halftime show, and so far, all of them, at least the reactions I've seen, all of them have been positive. I personally thought it was a great halftime show. The only constructive criticisms I would give are more in regards to J-Lo's performance than Shakira's, because I thought Shakira's was like spot on. Um, and really the constructive criticisms about J-Lo's were more about like the two outfits that she chose. I didn't have an issue with the third outfit, like the outfit that she had on at the end when Shakira and her came together. Um, but like the two outfits, um, yeah, I mean, I think they were not that they were poorly chosen, they were like cool looking outfits, especially the second one when she was doing the whole hustler pole dancing stuff. Like that one was really cool looking, but um I still feel like a little bit too much skin was showing um with those outfits. So yeah, so that's just me. Um but it wasn't like an extreme amount of skin showing. So um like I'm trying to say this without like, offending J-Lo or offending people who like J-Lo, but um yeah, I'm just trying to say it in a constructively criticizing way and not like just I don't want people to think I'm just criticizing her outfit choice. Like I'm trying to say it in a way that's constructively criticizing. So, don't come at me with a whole bunch of hate comments because, that's yeah, no one likes that. Um so yeah, but in terms of JLo's music, like I like JLo's music, but I wasn't as familiar with it. 'Cause I don't know if I've ever really listened to her before the halftime show. I've listened to a lot of Shakira's music. So yeah, but, otherwise, I thought it was a really good performance by both of them. I thought they both, like, killed it. Um, I thought it was a really good combination of different cultures, in terms of the song choice, um, and I really liked a lot of the choreography, and I liked um, how they had like their own individual performances first, and then how they like came together at the end. Um, and I thought definitely it's one of my favorite halftime shows. And Yeah, I definitely thought it was one of my favorite halftime shows, if not my favorite halftime show, because honestly, I don't really have a clear memory of the other halftime shows. Um, yeah, I'm sure I watched a lot of them, but I don't have a clear memory. And I'm more follow Stanford football. Those are the home games that I go to with my dad. Sometimes my mom, sometimes my dad, my mom, and my sister. But now that my sister lives in LA, she doesn't really come to the games with us anymore unless she's up here visiting and there happens to be a football game. She might come. But it's mainly my me and my dad who are the fans in the family that go every season to Stanford football home games, and then he always records all the away games, and we just watch them on the TV. Um, so yeah, so um, okay, I think trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, I mean there isn't really anything else big that I need to mention. I've just been doing my usual stuff like tennis lessons with the guy who I had a tennis lesson with today, workouts with my fitness coaches at the Claremont Country Club, um, and school. I mean, I'm in my final semester of college, so I have just been in in the spring in school. Um, so yeah, so it's 8:21 p.m. where I am. So I do want to try and get a little bit more homework done. So I should probably get back to homework. Okay. So I will end it there. Sorry, my trackpad's being wonky. Okay, so I'll end it there. So all right, until next time everybody, and peace. Oops, end stream. There. End.